For slide 1, diverse, here we see people connecting and getting along. When interviewing Sarah at her job, she mentioned that 3 out of 12 people believe that it deals with understanding. In the photo, we see people representing different races and ethnicities connecting. For slide 2, Sarah mentioned when interviewing people at her job about why communication breaks down. It is due to miscommunications or broken connection. 5 out of 12 believe it deals with context. 3 out of 12 believe it deals with bias. 4 out of 12 believe it deals with assumptions. In the photo, we see 2 people trying to communicate, but there is miscommunication going on, and it leaves questions when people aren't clear. For slide 3, deals with cultural iceberg. If we look at the data circle, we see that the color red is about 80% and the blue is about 20%. 80% believe that the cultural iceberg deals with customs. 20% of the people believe that it deals with values. On slide 4, when interviewing Sarah, she mentioned that people at her job, when it comes to interview insights, would believe that it deals with conversation and listening. Out of 8 people interviewed, 5 people believe it mostly deals with listening, and 3 people believe that it mostly does with speaking. In the photo, you see one person speaking while the other is listening. For slide 5, growth and learning is extremely important on the chart. The before was listed at 2 and it rose to 5. On the photo, we see a picture of a guy with a tie on walking up the steps as he is learning more and more with the plant growing inside of his head, symbolizing like a light bulb coming on when more knowledge is gained. For slide 6, shaking hands goes along with teamwork when things are working well. When people get along as a team and working well with one another, this could lead to a prosperous and extremely insight fulfillment. Out of 12 people interviewed at Sarah's job, 3 people felt it was important to listen. 4 people felt extremely important, ask questions. While 5 people believe respecting one another is the most important. On slide 7, deals with the understanding of what builds connections. The major thing that people have to learn is to bridge differences. Out of 7 people interviewed at Sarah's job, 2 people mentioned conflict, while 5 people believe it deals with understanding. In the photo, we see 2 separate blocks with people joined in hand with a gap in between. On both sides, they are trying to bridge that gap to build a connection to get over differences. On slide 8 and 9 will show references.